Good morning! おはようございます。おはようございます。皆さん。Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else. Welcome to the stream. My name is Kamishiro Taishi, a translator, and we are here today to, as always, do a little bit of translating of the next Secret Org chapter. That's what we're doing here today. I'm still using VTube Studio, so it's sort of might be a little bit over the place, but no, I feel like the tracking is a bit better than FaceRig. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Good morning, Fusion Geoff. How do I read your name though? Anyways, Geoff, Jeff. I don't. How's your name supposed to be read, Jeff? Anyways, all right. Last chapter yesterday ended off on a sudden like U-turn, not U-turn, but like a sharp turn, right? Like Shigenji's crash and burned. Jeff, hi Jeff. Good morning, Jeff. So Shigenji's crash and burned. He went home, and then he suddenly got hit by a truck. And then he got hospitalized. That's the way it is. So today's chapter starts with him being in the hospital. But do note that the chapter title is The Other Wing, with the previous title having been First Half of the Wings of Shade. So I don't think we actually get to her this time, but new character incoming. Alright, let's get started. やあ、見舞いに来てくれてありがとう。みっともない姿見せてすまないね。Why, hello there. So this is Shigeji, right? So you want to make it sound a bit more like an old man, like a composed old man. So why, hello there. Like he's like a gentleman. Slightly British, maybe. not that's not my intention though. Not intending to make him British, but you know, you start to get posh, you start to get British. That's just the way it is. Why, hello there. Thank you for dropping by. 見舞いに来てくれる. So 見舞い means like when you're visiting someone who's sick, right? But obviously we don't really have a word for this in English. You just say visiting. It's sort of, that's just a generic word for it. Like visiting, visiting ill people, visiting someone else, visiting whatever. In English we just call it visiting. So there's no actual mimai. Oops. Ooh. I should probably close that. I should probably close that. Lucky for you if you got like a sneak peek of the latest Dungeon Busters chapter. Anyways, thank you for dropping by. みっともない姿見せてすまないね. Sorry, you have to be interesting. This is like pretty much direct translation, but would we actually say this in English? Well, hello there. Thank you for dropping by. Sorry you have to see me in such a state. We don't say this in English, do we? We don't actually say this in English. Sorry, you have to see me in such a state. In English, we'd just be like, yeah, duh, he's in that. He got hit by a truck. Of course, he's laid up. Make yourselves at home. That's a bit more natural. So we're placing it. We're placing the line with like it's pretty much it's a generic thing to say when someone's coming to mimai you, right? So we're replacing it with a generic thing to say if this was a conversation having had in English. 太田総合医療病院にともかちゃんを連れ、ポケットにイグを入れて見舞いに行くと、しげじや足包帯でつって、ベッドに寝ていた。喋り方もはっきりしていて、顔色もよく、思ったより元気そうだ。I brought とかちゃん with me to 太田 General 総合医療病院 What's natural way that they usually translate this? It's hospital, right? 大阪市立総合医療センター General Medical Center General Medical Hospital Is that a thing? General Medical Hospital I feel like medical and hospital are sort of repetitive. Do hospitals really call themselves this? I'm just gonna go General Hospital. Ota General Hospital. When thanks for visiting. When I dropped by Ota General Hospital with Toka-chan in pull and ig in my pockets. So you saw that this and this are basically replaceable, so we just swap them. Boom. Look at that. しげじは足を包帯でつってベッドに寝ていた。I found しげじ lying in bed with his foot propped up. It's not propped up, is it? It's hung up, suspended. Oh, okay. Sumo. Sure. Okay. What do you call it? Bone fracture, hang up, foot, hospital. I'm just hoping that someone has a good way of what did the hospital do it? Was immobilized, requires a cast, broken foot, broken foot. What? Treatment. I just want to see what it's called when people are lying in bed and the foot is hung up. Did it say hung up? Suspended? What is it? Nah, it's not telling me. Pictures. I'm not sure we want to see pictures. Is suspend a good word? Suspend. Foot. Broken. Tips. I don't think we want tips. Is it suspend? Medical treatment? Is it medical treatment? Do you call it suspend? Morning ramen from EST gang. Yeah, EST is Eastern Standard Time, so it's 10 p.m. for you. Oh, good evening. Top of the evening to you. So right now we're in the middle of trying to figure out what do you call it when someone is in bed in a hospital with a broken foot and is hanging. Yeah, like this. What do you call it? Traction. Traction. Now this is just stock photo. Yeah, using willies, did I say willies? I meant weights and pulleys. Traction. Skeletal traction and skin traction. I don't actually need the official term. I just want to know what is the common way of talking about this. Is his foot suspended? Stabilized? Traction. I know what traction can do. Inserting a pin of wire directly into the bone, attaching weights through pulleys or ropes is used for fractures. If you need traction, can't use the word traction. It can't be like, I found him with his foot traction. with traction applied to his foot. That's not the way to do this. Traction. Foot. Not food. Foot. Traction is the device. Very quick math. Yes. Math is my worst subject, but very quick math. I mean, dude, because you guys, look. It's exactly 12 hours apart. That's what you guys are. When the stupid daylight saving thingy is gone, for most of the year, EST is super easy to calculate. It's exactly 12 hours away. It's when it's during the winter and it's got the weird daylight thingies that I can't figure it out for the life of me. I always forget if you're 1 hour behind or 1 hour faster, and it messes me up. But summer, I got this. You know what? Fuck this. I give up. I'll think about it afterwards in post. I'll just put his foot suspended. I'll just use the word suspended. With a foot suspended, I suppose. His foot? A foot? Yeah, okay, his. His shaberikata. He was enunciating properly. And his facial color looked pretty good. Is this a thing in English? Facial color. Looking not so good. Ooh, I don't want to get into the whole racism thing. No, not here. No, complexion. Complexion? Facial color. Feeling sick. Skin color. I'm gonna assume it is. Daylight savings time causes all sorts of scheduling problems. You telling me, man. You are telling me. Apparently, daylight savings is different in America and in Europe. Can you go figure, man? It's different. You guys change it on different dates. And I'm just like, what? What are you guys doing, man? What are you guys doing? I think Europe just changed it, right? Europe, daylight savings, 2021, March 28th. There we go. Today, huh? You guys lose an hour today. I think I saw Steiner or someone on Twitter saying you guys are losing a day today on a Sunday. Too bad. You would say something like you are looking a bit flushed or pale or green. Yeah, and he didn't look particularly flushed or pale. Nah, his complexion looked pretty healthy. Overall, he was enunciating properly, and his complexion looked pretty healthy. 思ったより元気そうだ. He was more energetic than I thought, than I expected. He was doing better. I was glad to see that he was doing pretty well. There we go. Again, changed it a little bit. 思ったより元気そうだ. He was more energetic than I'd expected. But this sounds a bit more natural. It's flipping it a little bit on its head. 一般病棟とは離れた特別病棟の個室で白いカバーをかけられた清潔なベッドは広めで、テレビは大きい。He was in a single room, individual room in a special wing, the hospital. His room the white covers looked very clean, and the TV his bed was wide, and the TV in his room was huge. There was an antique 窓際の小机に置かれたアンティークなリコードプレイヤーから静かにクラシックが流れていた。There was an antique record player on a small table in the corner of the room that was playing soft classical music. He's so pretentious. He's so freaking pretentious. Some states don't do daylight savings time. They don't? Oh my god. They don't. Oh my god. I pretty much only ever deal with EST and PST, and both of them do, because all my like contacts and stuff are either in like Oregon or like New York. So I mean, I don't do it, man. Daylight savings, so dumb. 担ぎ込まれて手術を受けた直後は一般病棟に入るはずだったのだが、連絡受けた俺がより快適で看護が手厚く、人の出入りが少ない特別病棟に移してもらうよう手配したのだ。Right after he had been carried in from the streets, he was supposed to go into the general ward. However, I had immediately as soon as I got the call, I had immediately arranged for him to be transferred to this special ward so that he could get better treatment. Well, not better treatment, better nursing. Kango. I mean, I imagine that entire hospital gives you the same treatment, right? It's not like depending on your ward, they give you different treatment, I don't think. Kango. He would get better nursing. So you can get for the better nursing and quieter environment. Kaiteki means comfortable. A more comfortable, pleasant, and a more pleasant stay. More pleasant stay with better nursing and a quieter environment. 入院費はルーデンカーが、融資してくれている秘密結社活動資金から出している秘密結社で名前照らすの福利厚生は手厚いぞ。The hospitalization fees, the cost for the hospitalization was coming out of the secret organization activity fund. She invested, I think, financed by Dudenka. White 秘密結社アマテラスの福利厚生は手厚いぞ。As a white company, so this is something that we're gonna have to translate. Because in English, there's no white or black company. The concept doesn't exist in English, right? 秘密結社アマテラス. So we might not repeat secret organization again because the secret organization was already in the previous sentence. 福利厚生 means this: welfare. Employee welfare. Is that it? Employee welfare. Yeah. Let no one say that Amaterasu doesn't have good employee welfare like that. So this is like Amaterasu, secret organization Amaterasu, as a white company. Amaterasu as a white secret organization has extremely good welfare, employee welfare, but that doesn't have the same sort of like punch. So here we go, sort of revised a little bit. 具合は How are you feeling? 事前値6ヶ月、2ヶ月は入院せねばならんとのことだ。もう30も若ければ余裕を持って避けられたのだがね。まったく、年は取りたくないものだな。 A full recovery is going to take 6 months. For the first two, I'm going to have to stay hospitalized. Spelling for the first two. もう30は若ければ I assure you, trust me, believe me, I would have dodged the truck easily if I had been 30 years younger. Easily. Growing old really does take its toll. All this random shit that he spouts, I love it. I love how he's just so bullshitting all the time. Creative interpretation. Thank you. And hi. Shigenji wa kiza ni waratta. Kiza means nope. Sometimes it doesn't have it, so that's why we're gonna be like cliche, right? So like all right. These smug, pretentiously. Okay. Shigenji chuckled pretentiously. Okay, so normally, this is a big thing that I want to talk about. You guys have seen me translating. So this is about dialogue, right? Dialogue from Japanese to English, dialogue translating, right? You guys have seen me. Basically, I only ever stream with Secret Org from the web novel version. I don't know why I can't say that word. Web novel. What's web novel? Web novel version. And so web novel, the format in web novel is always like narration, then dialogue, then narration again. So it's sort of like it's split, it's separated, right? So the way I've just basically done it as is. This is just the way it is, and so I just do it as is. But when these web novels get published into light novels, these blank lines are removed, and so the sort of the spacing between the narration and the dialogue closes. And so how this affects the translation is, I mean, I could technically do this with this one also, but this is a fan translation, whatever. Normally it would be like this, it would be like this. And because it's put together, I could do this. And then blah, 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 narration. Narration. Whatever. But because I'm copying the format here, where I'm keeping the paragraph format, and I'm keeping the spacing, it looks weird to suddenly add this here, because I'm keeping it separate the way it is in the source text. So the way we're gonna have to get a bit creative with this. So like worst case, when push comes to shove, worst case, sometimes I think you might have seen me do like sort of like something like this. He chuckled, and then I did a comma, and then I left the space, and I went on to the dialogue. But that's like worst case if I could not find a way to include the other information, the tag information. Otherwise, we're gonna have to get a bit creative. For example, here, しげじはキザに笑った。車に跳ねられても全然変わらんな。元気なじいさん。So I'm going to have to combine this with this, right? So, okay. Let me just translate the rest of it so you can see how we're gonna combine it, right? So, he hasn't changed at all, despite at all, even after having been run over. 元気なじいさんだ. What's an energetic grandpa? Yes. So the way we're going to do this is as I watched him chuckling anxiously, I thought to myself, sure. Looks like being run over hasn't changed him whatsoever. What an energetic grandpa. Yes. Something like that. So that's... I might look at that again in post afterwards, but basically this is the way I sort of handle this part. I was talking about the concept of white company, bad company. That's true. That is true. They don't have it in English. Why are they removed? Oh, you're talking about the formatting. It's just the formatting they use. Like you're asking like why the narration is removed from the dialogue, right? It's just that's just the way it is in web novels. Like they don't do this in light novels. Like when it's actually published, they don't do it. Here I can sort of show you. Let me just show you one from far ago, so that there are no spoilers or anything. But here, Black Summoner. You see this narration is all narration, and this dialogue. There's no space in between. The space is removed. If you look on the web novel version on Shosetsu, there will be a space right there, and that's the way it is. It's sort of, it's not so much a Japanese culture thing as it is a web novel thing, pretty much. I seem to remember this being the case in Alphapolis as well, though I can't remember for sure, and I haven't touched that site in ages. It's just the way it is for web novels. It's a thing. I don't know. And so that's why you will see this with a lot of other fan translations as well. That's why yeah, like that's the way it is. I don't know. Alright, moving on. 電話で頼まれて買ってきた暇つぶし用の新聞。英語版のニューヨークタイムズとウォールストリートジャーナル。多分読めない。と本を渡すと、俺の後ろで青ざめて震えていたトカちゃん、恐る前に出ていた。I passed him the newspapers, the reading material. So there's newspapers here. There's newspapers, Shinbun. But New York Times, is New York Times a newspaper or is it a journal? New York Times newspaper? Is it a journal? New York Times Journal. Journalists. Nah. Wall Street Journal. That's a journal, but that's a newspaper, is it? Magazine. It's a magazine? You know what? Why am I doing this? What is New York Times? Googling 101. Is a daily newspaper. There we go. And what is Wall Street Journal? Business focused English language international daily newspaper. Newspapers. So they're newspapers. Newspapers he had asked for. New York Times and Wall Street Journal. I don't. You can read them. You can't read them. Well, it's a newspaper. Well, apparently, there we go. It's a newspaper. Funny thing is, he asked for these. You can't read them. And the book he wanted to pass time with. I want to do another as. Okay, we're gonna finish this first and then we're gonna think about it because this is big no-no. Big no-no. Tolka-chan emerged from my back with a pale face. Okay, we're thinking about how we can get rid of this as double as. We're gonna have to double ass. We're gonna have to get rid of one of them. See. There we go. Right after. There we go. Do that. ごめんなさい。私のせいで。私、あんなこと言ったから。ごめんなさい。軽率でした。軽率。Should have thought better of it. Like, should have been more prudent. I'm sorry. So sorry. It was my fault for saying things like that, right? For saying all those mean things. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I should have been more careful. I should have thought better. Shouldn't have said those things. I'm gonna leave it as I should have been more careful, but I'm definitely gonna review that because this is pretty insulting. Basically, it's implying that that Shigeji was stupid and he took it in the wrong way. You could use while passing or while watching. Yeah. Yeah, we could. We could. Wow. Yeah, it's fine. We'll leave it like this. Because I actually like this because the while, it's sure it's a different word, but it's still the same sentence structure. I don't know. I'm a little bit. I know I'm a little bit too paranoid when it comes to repetition, but it is, whatever. Toka-chan, wrong caps. Toka-chan lowered her head, bowed deeply in apology, but Shigeji looked mystified. What are you talking about? What do you mean? What are you talking about? あんなこと mean things? What mean things? So he's repeating, right? So she's like あんなこと言ったからごめんなさい. So he's like あんなこと. So he's repeating. So she's saying all those mean things, and he's like, mean things? He's looking mystified. So again, this is one of those. This ties exactly into what I just talked about, right? Like the thing about like separating dialogue and narration. Like if this is normal formatting, this part would have been together with this part, and this part would have been together with this as a tag for this. It's just that is just the way it is. when we're maintaining the format from the web novel, it would be like I'm so sorry, and then close quotations. Toka-chan bowed deeply in apology. It's my fault for saying all those mean things, right? I'm so sorry. I should have been more careful. And then Shigeji looked mystified. Mean things? That's how it would have been if we're doing this normally. 口先ばかりだろうって。打ちどころが悪かったらもしかして。Said that you're all talk and all that. You're all talk and you had worst case, you could have died if you uchidokoro ga warui, if you were hit in a different place. You could have died if from the crash. そんなことか. That's what you mean. That's what you did. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Your thought process is interesting. Thank you. めちゃくちゃ気まずそうなトガちゃんと反比例するようにしげじは応用に笑った。本当に全く気にしていないようだ。In contrast to Toga-chan, who was looking 気まずい。気まずそう。気まずい。Extremely awkward, unpleasant, embarrassing, embarrassed. who seemed extremely flustered. Shigeji looked large hands looked composed, cool as a cucumber. Is that the right word here? Cool as a cucumber. A cucumber. Untroubled, calm and relaxed. Exactly what we want. Looked as cool as a cucumber. He really did not seem to mind it. Seem to have minded it. Nah, this is a bad sentence. This is a bad sentence. So first of all, we're just gonna talk quickly about hanpire, right? Hanpire means in opposite proportion. Anti-proportional. Why am I doing this? Let's do this. Inverse proportion. There we go. So whereas Toka-chan looked extremely kimazui. Extremely, well, here we're using flustered. Kimazui means, you saw just now awkward and all that, but I feel like flustered is best here. In inverse proportion to that, Shigeji looks very cool and composed. And so we're replacing the inverse proportion thing with just in contrast. It flows better. That's just the way it is. Now the problem here is 本当に全く気にしていないようだ. The problem here is the yo did not seem to have minded. Obviously, this is a bad sentence. We're gonna have to work on this. But the operative term in this sentence is yo. Normally, you would just drop it. Normally, because normally it would be like, he did not mind it. He did not mind it. My bad. But then in English we would just be like, he did not mind it. Like we see the reaction of someone. We see someone reacting in a certain way. We see that he doesn't mind it. And so in English narration, we just say he did not mind it. But in Japanese, they have a very strong tendency of adding uncertainty to sentences. So in Japanese it would be like, he did not seem to mind it. Normally when I translate that, I would remove the uncertainty, just because that's just the way we talk in English. We would remove the uncertainty. But here in this sentence, the operative term is the uncertainty. The reason being, we all know that he does mind it. Because of his character, right? We know Shigeji's character. We know that he does mind it. He's only pretending to not mind it. There we go. By all appearances, he really did not seem to. What had happened? Did not seem to mind what had happened. Something like that. Alright, I think we're gonna do this and then we are gonna call it a day. Let's try to finish this. 気にすることはない。老人はな、よりよく生きるのではなく、よりよく死ぬことを考えるようになるものなのだ。若者には理解しがたいかもしれんが、そういうものだ。わしはもう十分生きた。おいさき短いこの命を使って命を救えるならそれは本望だ。Don't worry about it. You see, us elderly, we elderly, care more, spend more time thinking about care more about how to die well rather than how to live well. This might be hard to understand for someone as young as you. Hard for a youngster to understand, but that's just how it is. そういうものだ。わしはもう十分生きた。I've lived long enough. おい、さっき短いこの命を使って命を作れるなら、being able to exchange the limited number of years I have remaining to save save someone a life, to save a life that has many more years would be nothing more than an honor. So I just now I was about to say to save someone's life, but we can't say someone because he saved a kitten. He saved a stupid kitten. It's not even a person's life. Hasama-san. So there we go. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Okay, no, we have a bit of time. I want to finish this because this is part of the joke. This is part of the joke. 資源寺は優しくいい。トウカちゃんの頭にシワの寄った手を乗せ、撫でながら俺が渡した本。シンバ、長生きの秘訣。100歳元気に迎えるためにをもそもそ尻の下で隠して見えないようにした。シゲジ placed his wrinkled hand on Toka-chan's head and rubbed it gently while surreptitiously shoving the book I had and passed him, titled How to Live More than 100 years. 元気にHow to live long and greets your 100th birthday. Revised edition. Under his butt. めっちゃ痛いんじゃねえか。無理すんな。そもそも買ってきたの俺だぞ。抱えても遅い。Actually, do Calm. Bullshit. Do want to live long. そもそもそれ買ってきた I was the one who. Okay, we're gonna delete this. Bought that book for it. There's no point hiding. It's too late to hide it. It's too late to hide it. Okay, so that was the joke. This is why I love this guy. I love this guy so much. He bullshits like a natural. You know, like the meme, like he lied as naturally as he breathed. That is Shigeji. Basically, he anthropomorphizes that meme. It's so bullshit. But that's all we have for today. As expected, we didn't get to the so-called other wing. So look forward to that. The chapter will go up on the website on Saturday, as always. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. And yeah, have yourselves a nice day or a nice evening or nice whatever it is that's wherever you are. So, personifies. Yes, that's a word. Personifies. All right. See you guys. Cheers.